Rocket Pat here. Alright guys, it's another rocking day in the jungle. Alright boys, let's see what we got going on today. Okay, it is Saturday, I believe. I don't know, middle of May? I don't know, something like that. Blew the 54 back apart. There's the transmission out of it, the 700 R4, it's going in it. Don't know if it works, but we're gonna find out. I'm doing everything I can to do this as cheap as possible on things that I can get away with doing cheap as possible. Like if I can find a used part for free, keyword free, like free, then I want to use it and everything, because there's some things that I can't get for free that's going to cost me a lot of money, like windows stuff to make the windows go up and down. Anyway, got the engine out. Unfortunately, Crackhead has a new problem, and that hole is stripped. And I have tried my damnedest to tap that hole with the proper helicoil tap, and I have failed on 3 taps. And have now chipped the corner. Now, that's bad news. No starter. Can't put a starter on there now. Remember, we'd had this engine running, but it had a manual bell housing on it, and clutch and flywheel, and the starter bolted up to the bell housing, not to the block. That's how they had it running. So that's the bad thing is that, yay! Issues with the starter. So that's the bad thing. The good thing is that my buddy I got this engine from just happens to make a kit that fixes this problem. So we may be trying that out. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But that chances are that's going to be the situation. I don't know why I can't tap it. I don't know if it's been hot and it's hard as a rock, but it just tap will not go in it. I have damaged. Well, I thought that the first 2 taps I had were just wore out and old, so I went and bought a new kit, and it still didn't do it. And I tried the old tappity tap with a little hammer, and probably chowdered up the tap. So not only does Crackhead have that issue, Crackhead has a casting plug that has a big gaping hole in it. So I got to put new freeze plugs in it everywhere. Along with, as you remember, why we call it Crackhead, because Crackhead has a big crack right below the head. And it wouldn't sound right calling it crack block, so we may as well just call it Crackhead. Just get over it. It's Crackhead. Crackhead needs to go to rehabilitation. Alright, so that's what we're doing there. Also, what I'm doing is, I guess my dog's hunting something. Get them, Petey doggies. Where they at? Get them, Petey doggy. Alright, he's off to hunt. Alright, so another thing I've done is I pulled the booster off. That's out of a Camaro. Well, no, actually it's a 1973 Formula Firebird, which I also have the bracket up underneath the dash. And I have a brand new unit right here to take that one's place, because that one's locked up. So the goal is for today, since Crackhead has problems, is to get over here and fill that hole with that. I got a piece already made. Yesterday I made this plate right here for my steering column, and it needs to come off of this side of the bulkhead and go onto the other side of the bulkhead and get bolted in and welded to the steering column. So it'll be a plate on the steering column, just like your normal steering column. You drop it from the dash up at the front and pull it out the inside like they all do. And I got these little weld nut things right here that I'll weld to the bulkhead right there and get that where it just bolts in and out from the inside, where you don't have to come out here and hold anything or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then I got to get the pressure washer out and see if I can't get some of that greasy grease right there off of that bulkhead and go from there. And then I guess we're not too far away from just get Crackhead back taken care of, and we'll be able to drop it in and maybe get it running. Oh, and look, another thing I did this week, I almost forgot about this. This is the window regulator for the driver's side of the car, the driver's door. The spring was broke, but worse than that, this pinion gear is just chowdered. I mean, it wouldn't do anything. It was just, yeah, that's not gonna work. Well, of course they don't sell this. Nobody's got one. Could have waited another 2 or 3 months and maybe one showed up or whatever. But my goal is, what I want to do is I want to get that car where it has windows in it so that it can sit outside and not just get rained in. And I don't care if they're perfectly sealed and every seal is in it and, you know, that kind of situation, but at least some glass in the place of the big gaping hole probably go a long way, you know what I mean? So what I did to try to solve this problem was I found one on the old eBay that was for a 4-door, and I bought it hoping that this mechanism right here would be the same, and that the only differences would be like in lengths of arms and stuff like that. And sure enough, it is. So I took it off of this one and I put it over here onto this one, and of course this doesn't want to come off when I want it to, and bought some little bitty rivets and riveted it back on. It does probably not the best rivet job in the world, but that's probably the first time I've ever done any rivet kind of things like that. So I got that on there, and I don't know if we'll be able to make it work one-handed, but now I have a somewhat working window regulator, and I can order the glass and all the pieces I need to put the side windows in this car and all. Yeah, that's really like a big kind of goal, is to get this thing, like I said, it doesn't have to be, oh my god, it's wind and weather tight and everything, but you know, filling the big gaping hole would sure slow it down a little bit at least and everything. So all right, anyway guys, I'm rambling on. I got some work I gotta do. I gotta get this steering column moved around and some other stuff underneath that dash and everything. And y'all have a good weekend, and hopefully by the end of the weekend I'll be making some progress on this, and then all I have left to do is put the drivetrain in. All right, guys. Well, y'all keep rocking and a rolling and a rolling and a rocking. And I got some grinding it down to do. Talk to y'all next time.